Welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive into another book?
Always ready. Well, we got this time.
Well, we're heading back to Discworld. A little sorcery this time. Fifth book in the series,
Oh,
right?
yes. Sourcery, a classic.
And I know a lot of you out there are already pretty familiar with Discworld, but just to be sure, we're all on the same page.
Right.
We're going to break down the book's big themes. We'll touch on some of those unforgettable characters.
And hopefully give everyone something to think about by the time we're done.
Exactly. Now, sorcery introduces us to Coin.
Ah, yes. Coin. Quite the character.
He's this incredibly powerful source, like off the charts powerful. But here's the thing, he's also just a kid.
That's where things get interesting, isn't it? All that power, but no wisdom, no experience.
Yeah, he's described as innocent and well-meaning.
But that innocence is almost more dangerous because he doesn't really grasp the weight of what he's doing.
It's kind of like giving a kid a loaded weapon. The intent might not be bad, but the potential for disaster is huge.
Precisely. And you see that playing out throughout the book. Coin becomes this, well, catalyst for chaos.
Unintentionally, of course.
Unintentionally, yes. But still, the Discworld gets turned on its head, all because of this young sorcerer who doesn't fully understand the forces he's unleashing.
And then, of course, we've got the return of everyone's favorite. Well, he's not a hero, exactly.
Not in the traditional sense.
Rincewind. Our cowardly wizard is back, and as clueless as ever.
Oh, but that's what makes Rincewind so brilliant. He's this completely incompetent wizard who somehow always manages to survive. It's Pratchett poking fun at the traditional fantasy hero, isn't it?
Absolutely. And let's not forget the luggage.
Ah, the luggage. Always a fan favorite.
This, chest with hundreds of little legs.
Fiercely loyal, too.
Yeah,
And quite the force to be reckoned with.
exactly. Rincewind might be running away from danger, but the luggage is right there with him, ready to bite anyone who gets too close.
And speaking of memorable characters, we can't forget Konina.
Right. The barbarian princess who dreams of opening a hair salon.
It's such a wonderful subversion of expectations. You expect this fierce warrior, but she'd rather be styling hair.
Then there's Nagel the Destroyer, determined to live out every fantasy cliche in the book.
Which, of course, lead her to some hilarious situations. Pratchett really uses these characters to turn those fantasy tropes on their head. It's a reminder that not all heroes wear shining armor. And sometimes the most interesting characters are the ones you least expect.
And where would these characters be without Unseen University? Home to Discworld's, shall we say, less competent wizards.
The source makes a point to highlight the contrast, doesn't it? They have incredible power at their fingertips, but they're constantly messing things up.
It's kind of terrifying when you think about it. That much power in the hands of, well, let's just say they're not the brightest bunch.
They're more concerned with internal politics and their own petty rivalries than actually using their magic responsibly. It's a satire of those institutions and those in power who aren't really equipped to handle the responsibility that comes with it.
So, with all of this in mind, what do you think Pratchett is trying to tell us with sorcery? What are the big takeaways here?
Well, for me, it all boils down to this idea of responsibility and the consequences that come when people, especially those in power, don't take that responsibility seriously.
Right, like Coin. He has all this magical potential, but he doesn't understand the implications of his actions. And then you have the wizards at Unseen University. They have the power to do good, but they're too